Every object you create in Illustrator has a specific fill and stroke color. This video will show you how to change the basics of a fill and stroke of any object. First thing you must do is select the object. Notice that when it's selected, you can see the fill and stroke color at the bottom of your toolbox light up. The fill color is usually the one that's the larger on the left, and the stroke color is the one on the lower right, and it's hollow in the center of it. The first way of changing a color is by simply double-clicking on one of these stroke options, and this will bring up your color picker. From the color picker, you can choose a specific color, or you can type in an RGB or CMYK value. If I was to change it, say, to blue, when I say OK, it's changed to that particular color of blue. If I have a predefined swatch that I already know that I want to use, at the very top, left-hand side, I can choose some predefined swatches for the fill color or some predefined swatches for the stroke color by clicking on the little down arrow. So if I wanted to, say, change the stroke color from black to red, doing that changes that stroke color as well. Additionally, notice I can change the stroke size up here as well too. The final place to look for changing the color is in the palettes themselves. If I was to go over to the swatches palette, here are my predefined pre-saved swatches. Now I can click and drag this off so I can see specifically it. And I can drag this over and start using these swatches. If I have my fill color on top, whatever color I choose will automatically be changed from there. If I have my stroke color on top by clicking on it once, whatever I choose now will be changed when I choose these swatches. So pay attention to what color you have on top of the other at the very bottom of your toolbox. The final thing to know is how to create transparency or a null color when you create an object. Let's say I wanted this object not to be green, but to be completely transparent. I've got my fill color on top. By choosing the none at the very bottom right-hand side of my toolbox, it looks like a red slash going through it. This sets my fill color to none. This means if I was to start creating other objects, they're not just white, but you can actually see straight through them. The same is true if I wanted to, let's say, give it a red one and get rid of this blue outline. I can choose my outline, stroke, choose none, and now it has no stroke whatsoever. The final thing to know is how to quickly swap out two different colors. Let's delete these. I'm going to give this a fill color of green. Whoop, make sure we got it selected. There we go. And let's say I wanted to quickly swap. I didn't want the inside to be green. I want that to be blue, and I want the stroke to be green. Clicking on the little arrow at the very top will swap out the fill and stroke. And that's a quick way of doing that. Notice it's got a keyboard shortcut of Shift X. So holding down Shift and X will allow me to quickly create that as well. The final thing to know is how to set a document or an object back to its default black and white. Select the object, and this is what this little icon at the very bottom allows you to do. Default stroke will turn everything to the default white and black, and everything goes back to normal.